Hello, my beautiful ladies. I just got back from an amazing girls' weekend trip to Sedona, and I have so many stories that I want to share with you. I also took some videos while I was there. It was so amazing. I was with one of my mom friends, and we were celebrating our 40th birthdays, and just an amazing time. Just an amazing time to be out in nature and get to step away from everything for a little bit. It's so important, I feel like, just to disconnect and have that downtime when you can get it. So I wanted to share a funny story. Like I said, I have several stories from this trip, but one definitely stood out. One of the evenings, they had a stargazing session at night, and I thought it was so funny. I almost said something, but I decided just to pause. So one of the planets that we were looking at, a gentleman had 3 huge telescopes for us to use, and he explained all of the different planets. We actually saw the International Space Station. I'm not kidding. It came across from the left, and right around the same time, there was a shooting star coming from the right at the same time. It was magical. If I may have a video of it. If I do, I will try to play it for you, because it just, timing and alignment was incredible. So, okay, let's get to the story. So he was, talking about and showing us various planets. He was showing us Mars. He was showing us some of the constellations. There was actually one sun constellation. He said it was 500,000 suns. It just incredible. So we were talking about all the different planets, and then he came to Venus, and some interesting facts that I did not know about before. So he was talking about the different, weather patterns on each planet, and he kind of chuckled and said, well, Venus is one of the planets that is really cloudy. He's like, you actually don't want to go there. It's so cloudy. It's, it's pretty much cloudy the whole time. And he also shared that Venus is the only planet that actually rotates to the west instead of the east. So all the other planets are going east, and Venus is going west. He also said that Venus is moving at such a slow pace that it actually takes longer to rotate for a full day than it does other planets the entire year. And so moving extremely slowly compared to the other planets. And then he laughed and said this comment. He said, I don't know what happened to Venus. Something really screwed her up. To be cloudy, to be rotating the opposite direction, and to be moving at a slow pace. Something bad must have happened to her, something wrong. And I almost spoke up, but then I just decided to just sit with it. And I kind of laughed, because his comment is exactly what the masculine value system, how it would view Venus. And when I was more in my doing phase and being the riverbed and hustling, I actually would have had the same opinion. But now that I have done more of my inner work and I have been learning about the masculine and feminine energy, I'm laughing because the other people don't understand. And I actually love every piece of information that he brought up about Venus because it makes so much sense. So the first thing about the weather pattern and it being very cloudy, this makes sense. The reason why Venus is cloudy is because Venus and the feminine hold space for being mysterious. She does not reveal everything. And so that planet being cloudy makes complete sense now that I better understand the feminine versus the wounded versus the healed feminine. The second one about that she is rotating the opposite direction. And that is because she is not interested in doing things the way the other planets are doing them. She holds other strengths. She is not interested in doing everything that the other planets do and the way that other planets do it. And third, the fact that she is going at a much slower pace than all the other planets in the galaxy. And this is a reminder, the masculine energy, the doing energy is more about being fast-paced, right? Getting things done. Whereas the river flow is all about flowing and swaying and moving slow and focusing on, instead of productivity and efficiency, which are all great things, and there's a place for that. Even in my life as a woman who is a female, who identifies as connecting more with my feminine essence now than I did when I was younger. But this idea of moving slowly. So she is a reminder to the rest of the planets to sometimes it's okay to slow down. You don't always need to be going at top speed. She's a reminder to also slow down in life and enjoy life, to have pleasure in life. And so I just wanted to share this funny story because I almost brought it up when he was laughing. And I thought this is perfect. This is a perfect view, I feel like, of how many of us view the being in our, being present versus constantly doing, the overdoing, the overproductivity, the overwhelm, to where we almost put ourselves in survival mode. And I loved how he said, somebody must have really messed up Venus, because in his mind, Venus is messed up because she's cloudy, because she's mysterious, because she's not fully revealing everything and fully transparent and clear, because she's rotating a different direction and not moving, not interested in going the same direction as the other planets. And it doesn't make one or the other wrong. The other planets, yes, they need to be moving in the direction that they're moving. But Venus is being a reminder to slow down, and moving at a slow pace sometimes in life is not always messed up. And I think in this modern culture, we've forgotten about that. I feel like in this modern culture, we view remembering and making space to move at a slower pace as almost being messed up. But then our nervous system is constantly being fired up. It's constantly on high alert. And eventually, this leads to burnout. I have friends that I talk to, and a lot of them are going through this right now. It is almost impossible to be firing up at all cylinders all the time. That is the same as there being in your brain a tiger 10, 20, 30 years in your presence, which puts us in fight or flight. Now, again, our brain can't tell the difference between, is this a real tiger or is this a perceived tiger? But if we are constantly on high alert, the brain doesn't say, oh, I'm on high alert because of X, Y, and Z. It says, I'm on high alert because there's a tiger. It only knows, is there a tiger or is there no tiger? And we can rest. We can rest our bodies. So I hope you enjoyed the story as much as I did. And I think it's a great reminder. And now that I know these interesting facts about Venus, I honor it more. And I now understand better the reasons behind it. The reasons behind the way it promotes health, the way it promotes balance. Venus is providing balance because she's going the opposite direction. And it just makes me so excited to learn these interesting facts, and things are just starting to make so much more sense, because I was the person that had at least 20 to 30 things on my to-do list at all times. And so learning about these things is so much fun. So I hope you enjoyed this story of my experience with the stargazing, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.
It's spinning on its axis, and it's spinning the opposite way of all the other planets. So something happened to Venus. Venus got messed up back in the day sometime. Boom.